What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So, as someone who makes a living by reviewing financial products, it probably doesn't come as a surprise that I personally am not a huge fan of physical paper cash. But that's actually a bit of an understatement, and to be completely honest with you, I absolutely despise carrying cash with me. Now, I know everyone's not going to agree with that sentiment, but today I want to talk about 5 reasons why I don't carry cash with me, and actually show you how I saved $8,150.36 just last year by not carrying cash, and how you can do the exact same thing. Alright, let's jump right into it. So again, I have a feeling that this might be a bit of a polarizing topic, and while there's definitely some funnier reasons why I don't carry cash, I do have a lot of logical arguments as to why it's actually a bad idea. So all I ask is that you hear me out, and who knows, you might end up saving yourself a little bit of money, but more on that in a second. Alright, so the first and most obvious reason that I personally do not carry cash is that it is not secure. Now this one's pretty straightforward, but if you lose your wallet or just lose cash in general, then you're kind of out of luck. And unless you magically find that in your pocket several months later, then that money is gone and there is no getting it back. On the other hand, if you lose your debit or credit card, it's as easy as calling your bank, or in some cases just deactivating that card right from your smartphone and having a new one sent to you. Plus, if someone were to find the cash that you lost, well, they can go ahead and spend that however they want, and there's really no recourse for that. However, if someone finds, or even worse, steals your credit or debit card, in most situations you are protected against fraudulent charges, especially with credit cards. So if that is a bad situation that you feel you might encounter at some point, then you definitely want to stop using cash and start using a card. So that one's the most obvious reason, and the one that most of us will probably see eye to eye on. But the second reason that I don't carry cash with me, and the first way that I actually make money by not carrying cash, is that physical cash does not give you any kind of rewards or cashback benefits. Now, I want to be clear right away that I am not telling you that you absolutely must be using a credit card, because I completely understand that not everyone knows how to use that financial tool effectively or responsibly. However, nowadays there are some fantastic tools that give you insane cashback benefits without the drawbacks or disadvantages of having something like a credit card. Now, if you're curious about what cards I personally carry with me every single day, then definitely check out this video that I made on what I currently carry with me in my wallet. But if you are in the camp of people who don't necessarily want to have the downsides of a credit card, but you do want to earn that cash back, then I highly recommend you check out the Point Cashback Debit Card. Now, they are not sponsoring this video, and I am not being paid to say this, but this is a fantastic product that I actually made a full review on here that you can check out. And if you do want to give this product a shot and start earning that sweet, sweet cash back, then you can get $100 for free when you open this card and make your first purchase. So definitely check out the link in the description for more information on that. So again, this one is pretty self-explanatory, but obviously if you pay for things with cash, then yes, it is actually psychologically proven to help you spend less money in most cases. However, assuming that you're able to get those spending habits under control on your own, you are not getting any cash back, travel rewards, or any other benefits or protections for that matter by using cash. So by paying with a credit card or even some debit cards like the Point Cashback Debit Card, you are not only getting cash back and other benefits and rewards, but in a lot of cases you get extended warranty protections on those purchases, merchant recourse if anything were to go wrong with that purchase, and 100 other benefits that you are just not going to get if you pay with cash. And just to give you an idea, I have earned $7,321 in cashback and rewards points in the past 12 months alone by using my assortment of credit cards and using it to buy things that I would have purchased anyways. Now, that segues wonderfully into the third reason that I do not carry cash, and that is that using cash does not help build your credit score. Now, I put these 2 points next to each other because if you are going to use a credit card to get some of that awesome cash back and other rewards, then as I've said a million times before, you must use it as if it is cash, and you must pay it off on time every time without fail. And if you can do that repeatedly, not only are you going to get all of those great rewards that we just talked about, but it's also going to help build your credit score in the process, which in the long run can save you even more money. I mean, think about this. Instead of using cash, you can just use a credit card, get all all of the benefits that we've been talking about, plus as long as you are using that card responsibly and paying off that card every single time without fail, then you're going to significantly increase your credit score, which means when you go to apply for something like a mortgage or some other loan, you're probably going to get a lower interest rate on that loan, and that could save you tens of thousands of dollars in the long run. For example, let's say you're getting a 30-year fixed rate mortgage and you're taking out a loan of $300,000 to buy that house. Well, if you have a really high credit score, like a high 700 or even better, then at the moment you can get a rate of about 2.7%, meaning you'll pay $138,000 in interest over the course of that loan. Now, that's a lot of money in interest. However, if you didn't have a great credit score, say something in the 500s, for example, then Bankrate estimates that you would get a rate of about 4.4%, which means you would pay $241,000 in interest for the exact same loan. Now, I'm aware that that is an extreme example, but what this means is by using a credit card instead of cash and building up your credit score over time, you just saved yourself $103,000 because you were able to get that lower interest rate since you had a good credit score. Now, we're going to add up all of these savings that we're talking about in this video at the end of the video, but just save yourself the headache and start responsibly using a credit card for those regular everyday purchases instead of using cash, because it could save you a ton of money in the long run. All right, moving on from there, the fourth reason that I don't carry cash is definitely the funniest reason, but also it is really true, and that is that physical paper cash, and coins for that matter, are disgusting. Look, I'm not going to get into this one too much because it's pretty self-explanatory, but there are countless scientific studies that have exposed some pretty jarring statistics about paper money. For example, your average dollar bill can actually carry more germs than a household toilet, not to mention that the cotton and linen material that we use to make our money here in the US is the perfect breeding ground for all kinds of viruses and bacteria that can usually only live for about 2 days, but on paper money, they can actually live and thrive for up to 17 days. So, yeah, that's disgusting, and I'm just gonna leave that there and let you do with it what you want. Alright, and the fifth and final reason that I do not carry cash with me, which is definitely another curveball for sure, is that a lot of people don't like carrying physical coins with them. Now, I completely understand that this is not going to apply to everyone, because a lot of people do keep all of their change, and maybe you even add it up every few months and take it to the bank to cash it in. But even if that is the case, not surprisingly, a lot of banks charge fees if you bring in loose change, and considering this is a channel all about reviewing financial tools and mobile banks, for me, I just want to avoid going to a physical bank at all costs. But even beyond that, a Coinstar survey found that 55% of individuals who pay with cash don't even bother keeping the change in the first place, and when I used to pay with cash, I definitely fell into that category. So for the sake of being thorough, I went through every single banking statement that I have over the past 12 months and added up all of the loose change that I probably would have just lost in my car or my house had I paid for those transactions with cash instead of a credit card. And when I added it all up, it equated to a staggering $829.36, which is over $2 per day that I literally would have just been throwing out or losing had I paid with cash. And I'm sure the average individual is not that far off from that. So if we add up the $7,321 in cash back and other rewards that I've received over the past year from my credit cards and the $829.36 that I would have thrown out in spare change throughout the year, that means that I saved $8,150.38 by just using a credit card for those regular everyday transactions instead of that dirty paper money cash. Not to mention the mortgage example that we talked about earlier, which will literally save you over $100,000 by building your credit score and getting a lower interest rate on those loans in the future. So there you have it. Those are the 5 reasons that I personally do not carry cash. And regardless of whether you agree with me or not, I hope this video was entertaining in some way and gives you a different perspective and should give you a few different ways that you can optimize your spending and hopefully save yourself a little bit of money in the process. As always, if you did get value out of this content and you want to help support me, the easiest way to do that is actually checking out some of my favorite financial tools in the description below and getting some free money in the process. And of course, hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel for more content like this in the future. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.